Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
I remember spending New Year's. I went up to a yoga center up in Massachusetts and for a few days and spent New Year's with a lot of other people that also had chosen, or maybe not chosen, but also were alone over a holiday. And I enjoyed that. Was it my first choice? Maybe not, but I did find sometimes we find ourselves in situations that we don't like, and then I have a choice. I can sit here at home and feel very sorry about myself, and then when I'm done with that, I can find a way to what is the opportunity here? And for me, it was actually to take a yoga training up at one of the yoga centers here in Massachusetts. So there are ways of dealing with. It's one thing to be alone. It's very different to be lonely. I've also been very lonely with other people. I can be together with the wrong people and then I feel lonely. I really enjoy working with this wellness community that we have created together, and it's amazing. So if COVID hadn't hit, we wouldn't do this, and so this is a great thing that came out of COVID, and maybe there have been things for you, good things that have come up from COVID for you too. Okay, let's get started. So especially in the morning, I can be a little bit sore and I'm not super motivated to practice. And what I do is I always start my practices in what my teacher called constructive rest. So if you'd like, you could do the same. You can start laying down with your knees bent. And when we do that, the first and most important step is already taken. I decided to sign up. I decided to practice. And now I have the choice. I can practice for 1 minute or for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, or I could practice for hours. That's my choice. And then maybe lifting the heels, moving the toes, connecting the soles of the feet to the earth. And then maybe notice what other parts of your body that's connecting with the earth. Maybe the back of the pelvis, maybe back of shoulders, maybe your elbows. You could place your hands on the floor or maybe on your belly. That's up to you. You decide. If you wanted to, you could bring your awareness to your breathing. And just notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then you could ask yourself, what kind of breathing am I using today? Is it fast? Is it slow? Where is it? In the chest, or is it in my belly? And then you could ask yourself, is this breathing pattern helpful? Or would I like to change it in any way? If you wanted to, you could try to bring your breath down to your lower belly. I like to put my hands on my lower belly, inhale in, noticing how the belly is expanding into my hands, And on the exhale, the belly is moving towards the spine and the floor. Inhale, the lower belly is expanding. Exhale, the belly is releasing with gravity towards the earth. And maybe do that a few times. And then if you wanted to, you could start bringing your knees into your chest, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Maybe you could imagine yourself as a baby, like 6-7 months old, laying in the crib, and you just received this body. It's like really cool. What can I do with these things? You don't even know that they're called legs and arms yet. You're just like, oh, look at this. Wow. I can move them maybe to the side. Like, what can I do with this? And then eventually, maybe placing your hands on your knees, making big circles, opening up the hip joints. You can go one way and then the other way. And then eventually you could bring your right knee into your chest, let the left leg go long, both feet are flexed. And then bringing your awareness back to your breathing. You could inhale and lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, lift the collarbones towards the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. And try that a few times. And then eventually, left hand goes on the left hip, and then bringing that right knee up and out, up and out, up and out. And then finding tree pose on the floor. Maybe placing your arms in cactus posture. Bringing your awareness back to your breathing. Notice what parts of your body that are connecting to earth. You can stay here, or if you wanted to, you could bring that right knee up and over for a gentle twist. Maybe placing the toes on the floor. Maybe use the hand to put that on that knee. And then you can, if you want to, you can bring the gaze the opposite way, creating a spiral in your body. And then coming back to constructive rest. Same leg, bring it straight up, hold on to the hamstring. And then if you want to, you can straighten the left leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lift collarbones towards the knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lift. And try that a few times on your own. And then eventually coming back to constructive rest. Maybe placing your hands on your belly. Inhale into your hands. Exhale, let the belly release towards earth. And then hands on the knees, bring them into your chest, start making a few circles, opening up the hips. Maybe this time you wanted to try something different and keep the knees together and make circles. And then bringing the left knee into your chest, right leg goes long, both feet are flexed. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, collarbones to knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, collarbones to knee. And then try that a few times. And then bring that right hand on the right hip, left knee goes up and out, finding tree pose on the other side, hands in or arms in cactus. If you wanted to, you could bring awareness to the parts of the body that are connecting with earth. Maybe it's the heel, maybe a part of the left leg, shoulder blades. You could stay here, or if you wanted to, you could bring that left knee up and over, touching the floor with the knees, maybe using the hand to keep that leg in place, and then allow the gaze to go the opposite way, creating a spiral in the body. And then coming back to neutral, back to constructive rest. Just a moment. And then same leg goes up. So left leg goes up, hold on to the hamstring. If you want to, you can straighten the right leg. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lifting collarbones towards knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, lift. And then bring both legs up to the ceiling. Bend and straighten the knees a few times. Maybe bring the feet apart. Circle the hands, circle the feet. And then maybe crossing the midline. Moving it. Well, like, what does your body need today? How would it be useful for you to move your body? Everyone is unique. You don't have to do what I do. You can look at me and say, that seems fun, or like, no, I don't want to do that. That's not helpful to me. And then if you want to, you can start rocking back and forth, giving the spine a massage and the muscles on either side of the spine. And maybe you can rock all the way up. If that's not possible, you can go to the side and come up that way. And then we're going to meet in tabletop position. Sometimes it can be nice to have a blanket or something soft under your knees. That's up to you. I'm spreading my fingers. Knees are under my hips. Everything is like 90 degrees. And then maybe rocking the hips from side to side. If you wanted to, you could imagine yourself like a fish in water. You're moving in water. The back fin is helping you. It moves from side to side, pushing you forward. That's a possibility. And then coming back to neutral. Exhale, round your back. Inhale into a back bend. Moving in the cat-cow movement. And maybe you can find another way of moving around here in tabletop. So what kind of movement would be helpful to you today? Maybe you can move in an 8 or a 7. I don't know what the 7 would look like, but maybe that way. I don't know. Maybe that is helpful to you. Or maybe you'd like to come back to child's pose. Child pose is always there, or any other posture that's helpful to you when you don't want to do what I'm doing. Okay, if you'd like, you could come back to tabletop, straighten the right leg, and open up the calf muscle. You could stay here, or you could lift that foot off the floor. Maybe lift the opposite hand off the floor for a balancing posture. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale, open up. Exhale, come together. Inhale, open up. Exhale, come together. And maybe you want to bend that back knee and even hold on to that foot. That's a possibility. Releasing the hand back down, bring that knee forward, making big circles, opening up that hip joint again. And then placing the right foot outside the right pinky. Keep on moving. Circles. This is water element. Opening up the hips. We store a lot of memories in our hips. So sometimes when we do hip openers, we remember things from the past. And sometimes we start crying, which is a great release. Some people haven't cried for years. If your wrists are sore, you can either put your fists down like this, or sometimes you can try to turn the wrist the other way, or the fingers the other way. Staying here in lizard as long as you like. You can stay a little or a long time. You can move back and forth. So your body is going to talk to you. What is your body saying? And then lifting that foot off the floor, bring it all the way over, all the way over. Look over your left shoulder. Bring the knees together. And then sit back a little bit. And then back to tabletop posture. Let's try, if you like, you can start to take your fingers out to the side. Maybe all the way so they're facing the knees. And then move back and forth here, opening up the wrists a different way. And then coming back to a regular tabletop, left leg goes back, tuck the toes, open up that calf muscle. You can stay here, or you can lift the leg off the floor, maybe the opposite hand. This might be a good place for you to be, or you could reach it forward. You could inhale and look up, exhale, bring knee and elbow together. There's so many different ways of moving. Some days we like to move a lot. Other days we just want to move differently. Maybe holding on to that foot behind you. Letting the hand come back down, left knee comes forward, making big circles, big circles. And then eventually placing that left foot outside the left pinky. If you have blocks and your arms feel short, blocks are a great way to adding some length to the arms. And then finding a lizard. So my knee is over my ankle. My hips are square. Shoulders are widening. Neck is long. I'm pushing into the base of my big toe. Pushing into the base of the big toe. And then bring that left foot all the way back, all the way over, looking over the shoulder. Bringing knees together, feet apart, and then sit back for a few moments. Inhale, come back up, come back to tabletop. Maybe moving the hand or the fingers out and around to open up the wrists a different way. Shifting the hips from side to side, maybe imagining a fish in water, a fish in water. And then coming back to a regular tabletop, big knees, bring the knees a little bit wider, big toes to touch, and then let the hips come back to the heels for child's posture. You can shift from side to side here too. You could be on your forearms. Maybe place the hands in Anjali Mudra. There's so many ways of moving. Maybe you like to walk to one side, or maybe the other side, exploring your body. Children are very good at exploring things without any kind of judgment. It's like, oh, this is cool. I wonder how I can do this. I wonder if I can lift this arm, or maybe I can reach for a toy over there. I really want that toy over there. Ah, okay, maybe I can grab this toy, play with this toy instead. And then eventually coming back to tabletop. We're going to try something that I call the table flow. So starting in tabletop again, fingers are spread, and then sitting back, look forward. Inhale back up, all the way up, and then exhale, release the hips down, lower belly, mid belly, chest, and then swim forward, swim, swim, swim. Place the hands back under your shoulders. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, tabletop, and hips to heels. Inhale back up. Exhale, release the hips, lower belly, chest, and then swim forward. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, tabletop, and back to child. Inhale up. Exhale, release hips, belly, chest, swim. Hands under shoulders. Inhale for baby cobra. Exhale, exhale, table and child, and then stay there for a few moments. Inhale to tabletop, and then stay there. Okay, we're going to move from here to down dog. So I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to spread the toes and tuck the toes. I'm going to move my hands forward a little bit. I'm just going to bend the elbows and checking that the elbows go straight down. Sometimes the tendency is that the elbows go out to the side. We want the elbows to go straight down. I'm going to push into the base of my index finger. That has a tendency to lift. So push into the base of the index finger and bend the elbow at the same time. Those are opposite movements, kind of. Okay, now I'm going to start moving back and forth, just like a baby who would start to get up from the floor. Eventually, the knees are going to come off. I'm going to build strength. And then one day, the hips are going to go up high, high, high into the air. And I'm going to find down dog just like a baby would. And here, maybe bend one knee, bend the other, maybe bend some arms, like exploring this posture. What does it feel like to you to be in down dog today? What parts of your body are tight? What parts are open? Maybe move into plank posture. Maybe use the feet to move back and forth and then back to down dog. Maybe you want to lift one leg off, maybe one hand, just playing around. Maybe you want to walk around. Maybe you want to take your dog for a walk. Where are you going to walk? Are you going to stay on the mat? Or maybe you're going to walk off and go on into the living room. Or maybe you're going to go into a completely different room. Or maybe you don't want to do this at all. You just want to sit and watch. If you'd like, you could meet in down dog. And then if you wanted to, you could walk your hands to feet, hands to feet, hands to feet. Bend the knees, hold on to opposite elbows. Let the head be heavy and hang there like a rag doll. Big inhale, bigger exhale. Big inhale, bigger exhale. And just let gravity straighten or release your back. The head is super heavy. Let gravity do its job. And then eventually release the hands. Maybe let the hands tap on your feet. Say thank you, thank you, thank you. Walking up your lower legs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Say thank you to the knees and then the thigh, the belly, maybe the back, maybe the shoulders, maybe your cheeks, maybe the top of your head. And then if you wanted to, you could like wrap your fingers around your thumb and then place the other hand around the hand. Take that to your belly button or navel. Look straight forward. Bring your awareness to your feet and then slowly walk to the top of the mat. Heel, sole, toe. Heel, sole, toe. Heel, sole, toe. And then we're meeting at the top of the mat. Okay, let's let those arms go from side to side, bending the knees, letting the body just swing from side to side. Maybe take the movement off the mat Maybe you want to turn around. Eventually bringing the arms into cactus and lifting the knee to elbow, knee to elbow. You could do this, or if you wanted to, you could cross the midline. Or maybe you can kick forward, or kick backwards, or kick to the side. Maybe you want to turn around and kick. And then turn the other way. That's a possibility. Or maybe you want to do something completely different. And then eventually meeting on the mat, feet hip distance apart. Spread your fingers, so you can do some like twinkling stars with the fingers. And then we're gonna take a wall or a big heavy furniture and push it away, push it away, push it away, push it away, coming into a standing plank pose. Neck is long, fingers are spread. And then lifting that knee and stepping forward. Lift and step forward. Lift the knee and step forward. Lift and step forward. And release. Okay, let's do 3 sun salutations. So I like to start with my feet hip distance apart. You can also do big toes to touch and heels slightly apart. That's your choice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way back up. Exhale, down the midline, and just stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. I am whole and complete exactly as I am. I am whole and complete exactly as I am. And then release. Okay, let's do a sun A version. So I'm going to continue with my feet hip distance apart. You can choose to do that, or you can bring big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands and step back to plank pose. Fingers are spread. I'm pushing away that heavy furniture. Now that's the floor. My neck is long, shoulders are wide. I'm pushing into the base of the index finger. I'm using my feet to move a little bit. Okay, moving the shoulders in front, bending the elbows straight back, coming all the way down to the floor. Inhale and bring the elbows forward. So the elbows are right under my shoulders. Spread the fingers for Sphinx pose. And then just stay there, maybe move from side to side. And notice how the spine is moving with your breath. What happens to the spine on the inhale? What happens to the spine on the exhale? Pushing into the floor with the elbows and the base of the index finger, lengthening the spine. You can stay here a long time or a short time. When you're ready, you could release the elbows out to the side, place one cheek on your hands, bend the knees, and let the feet go from side to side. That's a possibility. If it's helpful to you, you could turn the other cheek. And then come back to neutral, placing the hands under your shoulder. Use your fingertips. Fingers are spread again. Use your fingertips to pull yourself forward and up, tabletop, and then tuck the toes. Start moving back and forth, back and forth. Eventually, the knees come off the floor. We're moving towards down dog. There's no rush. We're building strength. And then the hips go up, high, 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 finding down dog again. Fingers are spread. I'm pushing into the base of my index finger. What does your down dog feel this time? Is it same? Is it different? And how would it be useful or helpful to you to move this time? Maybe bending the knees, maybe bending the arms, maybe lifting the legs. And then moving into plank pose again. Back to down dog, play around a little bit. And then eventually we're all gonna meet in down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg off the floor. Exhale, bring it to your nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to the opposite elbow. Inhale up and back to down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to other elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet to hands this time. Bend your knees, hold on to opposite elbows. Hold the way that it feels funny. And just hang out there. Allowing gravity to do what gravity is good at. Head is heavy. And then release the hands, bend the knees, and slowly come up to standing. Okay, let's do a step back. So now we're going to bring the big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight to your left leg, the right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you with your toes first and then your heels. Finding warrior one. Everything is facing forward. Warrior one is checking things out. And we're fighting for peace. Maybe bringing the arms out, maybe bringing them up, maybe turn the hands around. Maybe you want to fly. Eventually, placing your hands in your back pockets, bring the elbows together, straighten that front knee, and then let the hips go back and the shoulders go forward. Release the hands and use them as support, or use the leg as support. If you have blocks here, blocks can be very useful too. And then eventually release the head down. Inhale, come back up. Bend the front knee. And then we're gonna kind of slowly transfer the weight forward into a very short warrior 3, and then back to standing. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight into your right leg, left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back, find the earth behind you with your toes and then your heel. Finding warrior 1, everything is facing forward, checking things out, assume position. I'm ready to fight for peace. What kind of arms would be useful to me? Eventually placing your hands in your back pockets, bring the elbows together, open up that chest. Straighten the front knee, the right hip goes back, shoulder or collarbones move forward. Maybe releasing the hands to your leg or to blocks. Eventually dropping the head, folding forward over that front leg. Inhale, come back up, bend the front knee, finding warrior 1 again. And then transferring the weight forward into a short or fluid warrior 3, back to standing. Okay, let's come back down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place your hands and step back to tabletop. And bring the feet to one side and sit behind. And then find a seated position. Okay, let's start with the hip walk. So just, you're not using your hands, you're just using weight, you transfer weight and you walk your hips back and forth on the mat. So lifting your leg and moving it forward. My teacher calls this hip walk. Opening up the hips, strengthening the hips, getting some fluid in there, keeps it young and healthy. And then hip walking to the middle of the mat. Okay, same motion. I'm gonna shift my weight to the left. I'm gonna lift that right hip off the floor and pull that leg back. And just sit here for a while. Notice how this bent right leg feels. Maybe turn behind you, look behind you. What's going on there? Leave the leg where it is and then turn forward towards the straight leg. Maybe take that right hand and walk it forward. Maybe you can touch your toe. Maybe you can touch your foreleg or your lower leg. Inhale, release, and then bring that foot back next to the other. Check it out, and then try the other side. Shift your weight to the right sitting bone. Left sitting bone comes off the floor. Bend the knee, bring it back. Turn towards that bent knee. Look over your shoulder. What's going on behind you? Turn back towards the straight leg. Left hand starts walking towards the big toe. Look at that big toe. Maybe you can touch it. I have very long arms. That's helpful. Release and come back to a regular sitting, Dandasana. Okay, now let's let's bend the knees, place the knees as wide as the mat, so wider than your hips, and then let the knees go from side to side. You could look for the knee kind of touching the sole of the foot, going from side to side. You can do this, or if you wanted to, you could let the knees stay on one side and then turn all the way around, maybe coming down on your forearms. You could stay here for a while, and then you could come back up and do the left and right a few times. And then let the knees stay at the left side, turn all the way to the back of your room, maybe coming down on your forearms. That's a possibility. And then coming back up again, go left and right a few times. And then back to neutral. Okay, we're gonna come down, we're gonna lay down. So my knees are bent. I'm gonna round the back and slowly roll down to my back body. Bend the knees, coming back to constructive rest. My teacher, or one of my teachers, she calls this constructive rest. Okay, from here, we're gonna move into bridge posture. So I'm gonna bend my elbows and really press my elbows into the floor. Press it in, walk, and when I press the elbows in, my chest lifts, my heart opens, and I can walk the elbows and the shoulders in a little bit towards each other. And then I can lift my hips for bridge posture. Pushing into the base of the big toes. You can stay here, or if you wanted to, you could walk your feet together, big toes to touch here slightly apart. And then you could lift one leg off the floor and then switch. If you wanted to, you could bring that leg up towards the ceiling, maybe bend it, maybe move the hands and the feet. Like, what kind of bridge posture do you like? Maybe you can walk your legs to one side and then walk your feet to the other side. Maybe you want to come up on your toes and your heels. Or maybe another great way is to use a block. Place the block under your sacrum and come into a supported bridge posture. This is a nice way of spending 10 minutes somewhere during the day. And then when you're ready, come back to constructive rest. Bringing your knees into your chest, rocking from side to side. Maybe you want to play with happy baby. Maybe you want to do one leg or the other leg. Maybe you want to straighten one, straighten the other. Like, what would a 6-month-old baby do in a crib? And they just kind of starting to explore this new body they received. And then when you're ready, if you're ready, finding Shavasana. You could do Shavasana with straight legs, or you could place a bolster under your knees that gives a little bit extra support for your lower back. Palms are facing up. You've just put in a lot of work. Now it's your turn to receive. You could bring your awareness back to your breathing. Notice the parts of your body that are connecting to earth. Every exhale, you get heavier and heavier. If you wanted to, you could bring awareness to your belly. Imagine feeling a soft spot in your belly. Breathe into it. And on the exhale, allow that softness to spread out through your body, down to your pelvis, upper legs, knees, lower legs, top of your foot, all 10 toes, sole of your foot, heels, calves, hamstrings, and back to your belly. Inhale into the fire in your belly. Exhale that soft warmness up through solar plexus, heart space, throat center, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, top of your hands, all 10 fingers, palm of your hands, inside of your forearms, inside of your upper arms, back to throat center. Allow the softness to spread up to your neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, your mind's eye, eyes, nose, lips, chin, jaw, and face. You can stay in Shavasana. It's 10 o'clock. You can stay here, or if you want to, you could start moving fingers and toes. Bring your knees into your chest. Roll to your right hand side. Slowly coming up to a seated position, or you can just stay where you are. There's no need to move if you don't want to. And then if you wanted to, if you are seated, you could place your hands in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. You could gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice thousands of years old. Thank you, inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Thank you so much for joining this wellness community and practicing together. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.